In February 2016, a video released by ISIS shocked the world. In that video, a 4-year-old kid had gun in his own hand, pointing it towards 3 Syrian spies, stating that we are going to kill you Kafirs, non-believers. And in another video, it also featured another kid who practiced execution, open hostage execution against the adultery women and stoning them. These videos highlights how ISIS exploit its child as a child soldier for their next generation fighters. It's been over 5 years since the fall of ISIS, but are all the traces of ISIS has been completely deleted? No. All the Jihadis related wives and their children are still placed in the Kurdish camps in US and in the Syrian camps. All of those people are still having those ISIS ideology, and how those ISIS ideology is going to impact the next generation. Why they are being kept in the camps and why they are not allowed in any of the nations around the world. Today in this video we are going to see how these small children are radicalized to propagate their own agenda for carrying out in the near future. Finally, when the Jihadis get killed in 2019, all of their families are kept under suspicious list and detained from moving away to any other part of the world. But in these 5 years from 2019 to 2023, some of the people are reintegrated into the society, say for example 1500 to 2000. Apart from that, every other people are detained in these Al-Hol camp in Kurdish and also in North Syrian camps. And you can see all those camps are white in color, which are very congested with less health hygienic activities being carried out. The women in the camps are from 45 countries around the world who went to that place by the radicalized fighters. They were completely brainwashed, or they went all by their own will to that place, and they are not accepted by their own motherland. These women are especially from France, Netherlands, Sweden, and most of the women are from Turkey, Tunisia, Caucasus, and Central Asian republics. Secularized and the developed countries are calling these people as ticking time bomb, refusing to accept them even if they are their own citizens once upon a time. And what is the reason? The Times also has published that 45,000 ticking time bombs, stating the child in the camp. What they are trying to state is the child in that camp is going to be the next generation fighters, which is going to cause the national security threat around the world. And what is the reason for making such huge statement against such small age children? Because 1566 integrated people from these camps to around the world has, especially in Europe, the 1566 people has been arrested for carrying out the terrorist activities who are of age say 15 to 20. They were reintegrated into the society from these camps, and they were arrested for the terrorist activities, especially from 2019 to 2020. Why many countries fear these children? Because still in these camps, many ISIS soldiers are still alive in the uniform of security officials, but no one else knows that. And when you go to the camps as a visitor, you can see that those children are trying to throw those stones at you, or saying things like showing gestures like this, like you will be beheaded when you come, when you come inside this camp. Or else when the journalists try to visit them, they will show their indexed finger, something like this one, saying that oneness in their own ISIS ideology. Inside the camp, as I said, there were thousands of white tents and one common kitchen. You can imagine how the situation will be there, like with the suffocated area. There will be no privacy left for anyone, okay, which means that there can be anything that is going to happen in that place. like sexual assault, murders, anything that is going to happen, and everything is going to be telecasted to all of the audience that are present there, which means that the children in these camps had seen thousands of murders, thousands of executions, hostages, sexual assaults. And if one child has been indulged in any form of sexual abuse by a soldier or by another female inside the camp itself, this child is going to, this child is going to assault the another child which is going to be vulnerable below its age. So likewise, this radicalization and assault is going to get carried out from one child to another, and this is why the hesitant is there around the world to accept this the women and the child of the jihadis to reintegrate and to help them to lead a normal life. As these childs from these camps who are detained in these camps had never had a peaceful childhood experience, we should first analyze how these impactful childhood experience is going to impact their adulthood life. Are they going to be a normal human being when they are allowed to mingle with the normal population, or they are still going to have that radicalized thought in their mind? First, we need to analyze this with a socio-ecological model by Bronfenbrenner, a psychologist who developed a model, socio-ecological model. It stated that how human being is impacted by the environment that he or she grown from, that our external environment like our family or society or nation, how these factors are going to impact us as a child, so that this childhood memory will be carried as a subconscious activity which will be stored there. So it is going to impact the child's activity in the future or not. First, we should analyze that. As you can see in the screen, the layers of socio-ecological model, the first one is microsystem, second one is mesosystem, exosystem, and fourth one is macrosystem and chronosystem. First one, microsystem, very important system where there is an immediate environment for a child. So immediate environment is nothing but whenever you are in danger or whenever you are feeling hungry, where will you go? Whom will you ask? Who is your immediate contact? This will be your family member, your home, the who are there in your home, who are going to be your immediate contact. So this is the immediate environment. So first one priority is home, second one is school, and third one is friends. These are all called as a microsystem. And the second one, that is called as mesosystem. Mesosystem is nothing but the integration or else like the correlation between the two immediate environment. It is not an environment but the correlation between the immediate microsystem environment, which means that a child is having the exact school life and the exact home life, which means that the child is exactly behaving how he behaves in the home as same as in the school, or is he a bully in the school and very calm in home, or else is he very angry in home and very calm in the school? So this is a mesosystem. And third one is an exosystem. Exosystem is nothing but it is not a direct environment impactful system, but it is an indirectly impacting. There is where the parent of the child is working, the workplace, and where they are placed in the community, like which community and which place they are located, the family is located. This is an exosystem. So that like if you are located in say where IT parks, or else like most developed parts of the cities, so the child is automatically going to have some urban knowledge. And if you are from say the less developed part of the city, the child is going to face some below average urban practices. Those are the exosystem. And fourth one, macrosystem, which is nothing but cultural practices and political practices, which country you are placed in, what are all the cultural identities, what are the religious practices. This is macrosystem. It is going to have a greatest impact. Even microsystem is there, but macrosystem as a form of micro. If this family is practicing this religion to the extreme extent, this family is located also in that macro location, so the child's family is going to be automatically following this extremist ideology. That is how this macro system is going to work. And chronosystem is nothing but it is not going to be the special, I mean it's not going to be the non-special case. It is very special because these are the systems where extreme crisis is happening. So the peace is not going to be there during the war time or economic crisis. Especially this suits these child soldiers who are always in the mindset of we need to kill someone, we need to fight someone. So this is the chronosystem, especially affecting these children's. Case study on child soldiers of jihadists with the socio-ecological model. So for that we are going to implement what are all the environment they are coming from. The first important environment, there is a microsystem environment where these child soldiers, for example these child's parents are directly connected with the terrorist group, or their own parent is a terrorist. So if they are terrorist, and how they are going to give advice to these childs, we all know that is not going to be very good for the child's developing brain. And also the child is going to have their own even if this child's family is not having such extremist ideology, but if this child's friend's family is going to have that ideology, directly or indirectly this child is going to get affected because of the immediate environment that child is getting placed in. So this is the microsystem for these child soldiers. And second one is a mesosystem, where the relationship between their home life and their school life. For example, if there is for the the support of the family is not really good, and how the child is going to feel, okay, no one is supporting me in my family, I need to search for someone who accept me as I am. So there is a highest possibility that this child is going to get influenced by the school child. So for example, the child in the school might say that, okay, these are the things that happened to me exactly, so come and join with me, I'll accept you, we can move forward with our own life, do not think about your parents, we can make our own life. So immediately that path is going to get crossed. That is not going to be the safest environment for the child also. And the fourth one, exosystem, where it is more or less like the propaganda video, whereas like in the these child soldiers who are already in the camps, pressure activity, where everyone in the camp, and say for example not everyone, some people, some women and some fellow women also might be thinking like, okay, I made a mistake by joining this activist movement at that time, but now I want to live a peaceful life as a normal human being, I need to live with the society as a normal person. But some other people are still there inside the camp who had never realized their mistake once. Like they just simply might say like, I want to get into my own mother nation, but they do not have such ideology of okay, I have made a mistake. They have never realized those mistakes, even if there might be some hidden agenda in them. So for them, there is a local community inside the camp itself which are still using the ISIS propaganda ideology against all the child members, where they will say that they have killed our father, they have killed our husbands, they have killed our community, so we need to take revenge on them. These are the things that should not have happened in the first place in the child's mind, but this is exactly happening. So the fourth one, macrosystem, the broader cultural aspect, like how these child soldiers are going to significantly get affected by the societal norm and the cultural norm and the community norm, especially the community that is placed inside the camp. Like for example, someone inside the camp might say things like, our community gets exactly eradicated by the Western forces, so now we are in the position to carry the revenge against them. So it is not only followed by only the immediate relative or immediate parent of this child soldiers, but this can exactly happen around the culture that they have placed in, especially during the when they are in the crisis period. These are going to affect their mentality, that is going to affect their core, that is going to shape their personality. Comes the chronosystem. So chronosystem means these children might experience different environments. For example, one time when their ISIS jihadists were shot to dead, that was a crisis for them, and now it was like life to survive for them, because there is no food in the community. There is going to get not the, no food is going to get last forever, right? So for that you need to work, but they are not even getting into schools by that is running by the government. They are either entering into the ISIS led schools, where they are simply just propaganding the things like every other people or against you, like our community. So they are just teaching how to behead, how to use the military equipments, all those things. So these historic events are going to impact these child's brain forever, which is going to keep these child's brain forever alert state. So it is not going to have the normal childhood. It will always be in the alert state, like, okay, someone is going to attack me, I need to be very very aware. This is how the chronosystem is going to affect these child's brain. Mother of these child soldiers. And when you see the interview of these women inside the camps, in the Kurdish camps especially, you can hear statements like, today we are here, tomorrow you will be here, because of your activity we are going to attack you. So from these statements you can see that the ideology, that is the extremist ideology inside the camp, is not gone from especially the grown up adults. They are still saying statements such as the Islamic State is not going anywhere, even if you kill and beat us, that does not scare us. So you can see how the extremist ideology has deeply ingrained in their brain. So some of the even the women who had flew from all those foreign states, who are still loyal to the ISIS ideology, are using these camps as a breeding grounds for the next generation fighters, which is going to create the insecure environment, that is a very unsafe environment for all of them around the camp. Radicalization during the ISIS takeover. So how they carried those extremist ideology propaganda? They simply ask the boys around the age 4 to 6 or 7 to attend the mosque daily, and what they say to their families is, just we are trying to give them the a great path that is created by Allah. They are trying to make this child only travel in that path. So likewise they will say, but even if the family resists, they will threaten them and ask them to allow their child to get into the mosque daily. In that mosque they ask the child to recite the Quran 100 times a day, and after that for example 4 to 5 days after that, what they will do is they will give some military equipments to this child to get practice with it. And also they will show some videos where belittling of some spies, that they called as spies, or else like stoning of the women who carried the adultery activities, or all those things they have carried during their time as a radicalization process. How radicalization is carried out now after the ISIS fall. A document released by the International Center for Study of Violent Extremism stated that one women, or else like the women who are or having the pro-ISIS ideology, or radicalizing the other women who are believing to leave the camp, to live a normal life. They just radicalize the women, saying that you are going to go to heaven if you are going to stay in the camp and breed the ground for our next generation fighters. Likewise, these pro-ISIS women is going to radicalize the normal women. Even if the normal women's motherland is okay in accepting this women, they are asking them not to leave the camp, and that some aged ISIS women use some teenage soldiers, like teenage boys in the camp, and also the soldiers in the camp, to have sex with them, and to to populate the camp as much as possible as they could, because that's how they can increase their troops okay, against the enemy. So these are the things that are carried out by them, just stated by ICSB. And also with 60 monthly pregnancy, registered pregnancies, many pregnancies go unnoticed because these women carry the pregnancy by themselves by not asking for any assistant, doctor assistance or nurse assistant. They just simply carry out by themselves by having sex with anyone around the camp, to just a simple ideology of increasing the breed ground. That is what the primary ideology is of now after their fall, because they are trying to increase the troop for the future. These childs are in their vulnerable position of being radicalized further because they have lost their father, they have lost their family member, and their own mother is going to like their own mother has abandoned them and having some another family. And also they are vulnerable to some extremist group ideology because they are not getting the basic education. And also there must be a new generation of fighters because there is no doctrination needed as like before I follow ISS, like the radicalization process, because now they are already in the camp. Already what is in their mind is, now I am feeling uncomfortable, my family is uncomfortable, I have lost my family member, I need to get out of this camp, but other nations are not allowing me, my right is being snatched away from me. So what a normal human is going to think in this situation? He is going to be in the hopeless situation, and he is going to go against all the moral conduct. Children in these camps exhibited the serious extremist behaviors which are reported by ICSPE as hurting the animals, burning the tents of the NGO infrastructures, also damaging the CCTV footages, how to dismantle and how to operate the highly operational equipments, and also how to slaughter the sleep, as like how to slaughter human being, how to slaughter a normal human being, as with the practice from a sheep, or else like the propaganda video which are still with the we are having the Android phone in our hand every time, which is going to be very easy for them to surface of such propaganda video in everyone's cell phone. That particular community is very easy. So these are the things that are very much crucial that is happening around them. I'm going to end this video with a short notes of what ICSV had said. And many boys from the age of 8 to 20 are detained or carried out away from their mother, and they are placed in some secluded place which are not accessible by their own mothers. Many human rights officials has said that this is not good. We should not separate the child from their own mother. But if the child is sexually abused, if there is a for example, sexual predation that is carried out in that own community, it is okay to carry that child away from the mother, so that the child is going to have its own brain to think logically and not radicalized by some extremist ideologies in the future. This is how you save your future generation and spread humanity around the world. Thank you for watching. Bye.